What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we are going to do the most outrageous, I don't know, most ridiculous thing ever. We are going to give kudos, we are going to give credit where credit is due. But the surprising thing is, we're going to give credit to an organization, to a government that the majority of its people have spoken that they are absolutely useless. But on the international stage, this useless government is showing flames to countries and to organizations and to bullies that this government is not to be played with internationally, even though locally they are trash. What am I talking about? The freaking ANC. People, the G20 summit just happened recently, right? I think it just concluded. And for some great reason, it's always been in other countries, on other continents. And for the first time, it's been held for the very first time in South Africa. And that's a beautiful thing, right? That is a beautiful thing. I mean, kudos to South Africa for being the first country to host the World Cup. Well, the first African country to host the World Soccer World Cup, Rugby World Cup, Cricket World Cups. Now G20. Damn, damn. You know, we don't give ourselves enough credit for the things that we do on a global scale. We're always looking at our problems, which you should. We're always looking at the downside, the negatives. We always focus on that, right? But for some reason, when the ANC does good, we should then look at it and say, okay, we know you messed up the economy, but here and there and there, kudos to you for doing all that. I mean, that we should do at least, right? That's what I'm saying. Let's give credit where credit is due. Okay, so why am I saying all this? We all know that America has snubbed the G20, right? America has decided they don't want to come and this and that and the other. And we accepted it, right? And the ANC didn't take it lightly. They didn't take it lying down. They hit back. They were like, okay, sure, you don't see the need to come, so we also going to just proceed and go ahead without you, which they did. Then America then realized that, oh gosh, we had to be there because now we need to receive the baton because they're the next recipients, they're the next hosts of the G20. So, and according to the G20 rules, as it always has been, the host nation has to hand over to the incoming chairmanship, right? Or presidency, whichever they call it, right? The chairmanship. I think it's the chairman. They go chair them. But America being America, and America, or rather Donald Trump being Donald Trump, having this, I don't know if I want to call it bravado, bullying mentality, or racist mentality. I don't know what to call it, right? But Donald Trump wanted other countries, his allies, to follow suit and boycott the G20. And that did not happen. It really did not happen. And why didn't it happen? It's because Donald Trump was running off this notion that if I perceive South Africa to be a genocidal country where white people are being genocided, then it will let all the other white countries know that we are not going there. We will stand in solidarity with those white farmers who are being killed. South Africa proved, over and over that crime is always at a high level in South Africa, and it's always a problem, as would be in many other places, right? But we're focusing on South Africa now. And South Africa did say we have a crime problem, and it's not targeted only to white people. Even poor people feel the brunt of this crime. But America, Donald Trump and his inner circle were having none of it. They were just focused on the white genocide. Wow. On the white genocide. So, time and time, South Africa, Ramaphosa, and his inner circle proved beyond doubt that there is no white genocide in South Africa. So, they debunked that. The other world leaders looked at both sides of the story and found concrete evidence that there is no genocide. They found credible evidence, reports that there was no genocide. Even in the White House, Ramaphosa went with the white Minister of Agriculture, the white richest man in South Africa, and they also debunked their narrative. And still, Donald Trump wouldn't let it go. Wouldn't let it go. And he used that to try and get his G19 colleagues to boycott the G20 meeting in South Africa. Fortunately, only one other country decided not to participate. I think it was Argentina, I think. So, cool. So, what does this mean in the broader scheme of things? That America is now losing its power or its sphere of influence, its grip on other nations as it once held. Because in the old days, once America said something, everyone would listen. Once America said something, everyone would jump. This time, when he said we're not going, guys, let's not go. The guys were like, no, we need to go because we've always been attending. We've always been going. This is hella of importance. But you don't want to go for some selfish reason. But we are going. Now that sent a strong message to America that we are no longer playing according to your rules. We are now playing according to the global standard and the global rules, right? So I think this is a great shift in the way the world is moving. I also think that it's a great message being sent to the DA as well, because now the DA is unapologetically America's. I'm thinking on the African continent, maybe after Kenya, maybe I think the DA has got to be the most. Sheesh, the DA. Whoa, the DA got to be. Damn. Yeah, I like powerful, bro. The DA has got to be America's number one cheerleaders in Africa, and I really feel like this G20 summit really sent a strong message, even to the DA, to say like, you standing with your allies, right? Your allies, you stand with them through thick and thin. And now the world has spoken that they don't sing the same tune that you and your American counterparts are singing. So what is this saying in the future? Does the DA keep aligning with a losing, diminishing power? Just because the DA is always going to align. The DA is always aligned with America and with Israel, right? So obviously, if the DA, not even the DA, if America loses its number one position as the world's strongest nation, because we already know they have the world's biggest economy, right? But what if they lose their status as the world's strongest army? Does that now say that automatically Israel's going to fall too? Does that now say the DA is going to stop supporting America too? Are they going to switch sides to say, okay, now we see it, now we're going to roll with the rest of the world, the way the world is moving? It's a double-edged sword, right? It's a double-edged sword, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. And I'm thinking the ANC did it, and the ANC did it. So I got to give kudos to the ANC, man. The ANC, man, they really, as useless as they are locally, man, you know, the corruption, the stealing, the looting, the porous borders, the illegal immigration, wow, the ton of problems that come with just being the ANC, bro. They have done spectacularly well on the global stage. I gotta give them that. I really got to give them that. Even if you don't like the ANC, a lot of us no longer want the ANC in power. No longer want the ANC in power, right? That you got to give them kudos where kudos are meant to be. Give credit credit to them. Locally in the local elections, they were down 40%. Most people were writing them off as like, okay, cool, they got to be out of power now. Somehow they swindled their way in. Somehow they swindled, they wriggled, they did. They took the best portfolios for themselves. They gave the DA kind of consolidation, really. It's really consolation positions, portfolios actually, because if you really look at it, all the most important ones are still in the hands of the ANC. You know what I mean? Agriculture is important, for sure. They give that because they're going to say naturally, you're kind of farmers, so you can take to farming, you know? Um, the ANC has always been hounded and being with the whole immigration story, right? So they were like, okay, let's let's take the heat off us and then let's put it on the DI. You handle the home affairs department, you handle the motorsport. But they give them their portfolio, but they still handle it in the security cluster. So it's a it's a tricky situation because now you are the Minister of Home Affairs. So Home Affairs is in charge of this, ID issues and all that kind of stuff. The ANC is the one in control of the border. So you allowing all these people to come in, and the TA is saying like, but we're not in control of the borders. I mean, we're just doing the paperwork and stuff. Do you see what I mean? So the most important portfolios the ANC kept for themselves. So strategically, these people are like almost undefeated when it comes to mind games because they've done the most that anyone can ever think of, and they've done it on a major scale. To be honest, so locally they must be commended for the strides they've made. But at the same time, it's like every step they take forward, they take 10 steps back by doing something ridiculously stupid that overshadows the great strides that they took forward, if you know what I mean. So, ah, dude, if you look in Africa, right, most Africans love the ANC and what the ANC are doing, have done, continue to do. It's maybe they're oblivious to the corruption, to the looting. Maybe they don't know about it. Maybe they're just turning a blind eye to that, and they're looking at the broader picture as like, wow, our countries are not as developed as their country is. So kudos to the ANC for maintaining this beautiful place and all that. Maybe I don't know what it is, but if you go in Africa, the ANC and the EFF are very popular. They love the politics of the ANC and the EFF. But when you come locally, it's a totally different ballgame. We don't see what they see because we are in, we are deep in it. We are inside. We're not outsiders looking in. We are in it. We are feeling it. They don't feel what we feel. They're just seeing what we project, I think, you know? And some of them don't understand it. They'll be like, what do you mean you're struggling? I mean, I don't understand. You guys are getting free services. You're getting free money. You're getting free this and free that. We don't got any of that. So they would even wish the ANC to go rule over in their countries. That's how good the ANC is in Africa. or perceived to be in Africa. So yeah, so this video is actually a kudos to Ramaphosa, the ANC, the South African government at large, predominantly to Ramaphosa because he played he played chess while America was playing checkers, draft as they call it, you know, checkers board. They're playing checkers, and Ramaphosa was playing chess. Oh, and another thing, the Secretary of State, no, not Secretary of State, no, no, not Secretary of State, the spokesperson for the White House, the spokesperson for the White House is a 27-year-old lady. And what does she do? She says something outlandish. What does she do? She says Cyril is running his mouth. Dude, how do you address the head of state and say he's running his mouth? I mean, guys, how does a junior member of staff within the presidency say that a head of state is running his mouth? She's talking as if she is talking at one of her, I don't know, barbecue friends' houses, or she's talking like she's in one of those trailer park. I don't know whatever you call them in America, but those like ghettos for white people. You know what I mean? It's like he's running his mouth, running his mouth. That's how you talk about a head of state, like he's running his mouth. Guys, come on. You got to learn to respect when you've been checkmated. You got to learn whenever you are in a diplomatic position that you should always maintain diplomatic courtesy. Your language, your tone should always be of at a diplomatic level. So for her to say he's running his mouth, that, my friend, just took away any credibility that she might have had. Some would even say, man, that's the type of language some people use when they, I don't know, I don't know. It just gives off, it just gives off vibes of someone who was handed an opportunity, didn't actually work a way to the top, but actually, I don't know, did other means to get to the top. But yeah, that's just speculation, and that is just my thoughts on how a wood rat would operate in a diplomatic setting. Let me know what you think about this video. Was I on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Hello.